This partwork has been supplied to me free of charge from Fanhome.com. Please pop along to their website and see all of the other build-up partworks that they have to offer, as well as other collections of collectible things. I would like to thank Fanhome for providing me with the partwork so I can produce these videos for your enjoyment and educational needs. If you'd like to build one of your own, pop along to fanhome.com. They're available in many countries worldwide. If you do want to build one, leave a note in the comments to let me know how you're getting on, and let me know how I'm getting on as well. I'd like feedback of all types. So thank you once more to Fanhome for providing me with this kit. I hope you enjoy the build. Let's get on with it. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to issue 75 of building the legendary Dodge Charger RT from Fast and Furious. Let's dive straight in. Looking at the world of Fast and Furious, the flip car, an unstoppable device. It was just a race car with a ramp on the front. It was quite cool. Not very practical, couldn't go over any speed bumps, you know, just saying. Yeah, so it was quite cool. Nice idea, but yeah. The 2012 Dodge Charger Pursuit police version, is that? Special versions of its models designed for use by the police, which are sold suitably prepared. Yeah, that's quite cool. I like that. I mean, obviously not so much with the police lights and stuff on it, but the setup is quite nice. It's quite a nice, powerful looking car. I'd be a little bit frightened seeing that following me, I must admit. Yeah, there we go. Right, we are today installing the ignition coil. We're working on two parts. Quite interesting. Backwards and forwards between the shell and the body. We're going to be putting this bit in. I don't know why we didn't do that last time, but we're going to be installing the ignition coil, and then we're working on the shell and putting it in. What are we calling it? The left boot panel. There we go. That's what we're installing. An interior strut and thing on there. But not quite yet. We're going to finish by looking at Tuning Mania, the world of special fuels. Yeah, your engine might be great, but you can't run it on potatoes. You might be able to run it on potatoes. I don't know. But yes, dragsters, they use nitromethane. Over 12,000 HP. Yeah, because of the tendency of this fuel to explode, engines can be blown up. Yeah, we won't use that in our car then. No, I don't think so. Nitrous oxide, yeah, the NOS. Not exactly a fuel, but it works and enhances and makes things go faster. There we go. Right, let's clear this out and we'll get the first half of this build done. I'll bring in the actual body panel later. Okay, so the parts supplied this issue, these, a metal inside plate, strut, some more screws, and from last time, or the time before, I lose track. We've got this, we've got the KM screws that we didn't use. The, whatever this is, this will be the, these are the high voltage terminals, which we need one of. I don't know if we're ever going to need the other one. So I'm just going to take one of these off there, cutting it off with a pair of cutters. I shall put that aside in my box of bits that I haven't used yet, just in case we need to use that later. It might just be that they give us two in case you break one or lose one. We'll find out in a little while. But let's move all of this off to the side. Don't need those quite yet. I do need these. And I'll need one of these KM screws. Like that. Don't need that one quite yet. Again, maybe later. Won't need those again for the foreseeable. So we've got all of this to do. One end of this is going on there. I'm going to do that first. I've not got loose bits flying around all over the place, so that's easier to keep track of like that now. Then we can bring in the car. We're going to be undoing that screw there and replacing it with the KM screw with this in the place. It's interesting that we're doing that, but that's what they tell us to do. Right, I'm just going to try and maneuver this to get this in a place where I can get to it, do it, and you can still see what's going on. So this screw needs to come out completely. Hopefully, if I get it out just right, yeah, there we go. It will stick to the screwdriver. And this is basically a slightly longer version of the same thing. This is going to go in there basically a bit like that. And yeah, the other end of that tube is going onto there. So let's get that done now. That make it a little bit easier to move things around as well. We get that on there, then I can use that to hold it. And that's going on there. How's that going on there? So it's facing towards that, but that's put this on wrong from before. This needs to be this side of that, by the looks of it. Take that off there and see. Take that screw off there, not needing that quite yet now. Goes on that side. Okay, I just had that the wrong way around from before, but easily corrected. He just wasn't paying full attention when I got that batch last time. So now that will hold that together on there. Then that will go down. Yeah, that's it. Flush against the edge there now. A bit like that, but not quite that far down. And we'll get ready with the AM screw. I can get that lined up about right. That should actually might be able to do it with that. That's only it's a slot rather than a hole. I might be able to get that in there a little bit. And then get that pushed underneath it. Yeah, there we go. Then that will go in place like that. Then I can tighten that up. Let's get that. Buttoned. So that's that. Then the other end of this goes into the center. That distributor cap there. Very much like that. It does that. Cool. That screw will be kept safe for later. I'll try and remember it's a CM screw. I'll find a CM packet and slip it into that. So that's done with the internals of this. So far, so good. Meant to be connected somewhere. Has it come loose? Onto there. No, there's another one over there. I'll have to have a look around and see if I can find out if that's come loose from anything yet, or if it doesn't go anywhere as yet. We'll worry about that later. Actually, it looks, I can see on the picture there, he's actually connected. There we go. That's that reconnected. I don't know what's going to go over the other side. Maybe nothing. Maybe something. We'll find out at some point. Right, let me move this out of the way and bring in the body shell. And we'll see what we're going to attach to that. Okay, shiny body. A little bit dusty, but that's okay. Right, so we're going to be attaching this. This is actually the fuel pipe. And we're going to be using a P screw for that. And get one out. There we go. This is going to be attached on the opposite side to that. I'm actually going to do it from this side because that's the easier way of doing it. Get the screw through there. And then that will go into the end of this. Actually, that might not be possible to do it that way. I can't see exactly where that's going to go. So let's hold that in place. Turn it over. That's going to go into there. A bit like that. Get that a little bit turned on. Not turned on, but you know. I can screw that on from this side by holding that for a little bit. That will stop the screw escaping completely. Maybe not. Let's try. Yeah, it's tricky. It's doing everything to see what you're doing without everything falling out. You've got to work from both sides of a fairly large piece. Seems to be about there. If I can hold that there without that moving and escaping. See that? I can only see a version of it on the screen. But that seems to line up. That's gone in there. There we go. That's now screwing into that fuel pipe. A bit like that. Make sure that lines up where it should be. And then get that tightened up. So that's that on there. And then we need to fit the big panel, which is coming over the same side. It's that way around on the inside. Right, wait, what? I can't tell. My brain's not working properly because it's a picture is the opposite way around. So let's turn this around that way. Right. Then this is that way around. It is that. Yeah. So it's not even the nice bit on the inside. That's the only way it's going to fit. So that is going on there. Align the 5 pins with the corresponding holes. It's got to be lined up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SM screws to hold that in place. There. So let's get the SM screws. Get 5 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go over there for now. So the screw holes are one right at the end here. Actually see quite nicely where it's going to go in and hold in place. So one there. Ready. Second one there. There. 2. Then we've got 3, 4, and 5. Nice. Because that's what we needed. We needed even more weight. So an internal panel. I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to see in the slightest once it's all assembled. You might be able to see the edge of it, maybe a little bit, but it's really not. That, and the last one right down there. That is that. I'll get all these tightened up before I move on to the next step. But that's the internal framework there. That way, sort of the inside of the boot. So yeah, you'll be able to see that a little bit. There we go. That's that. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you very shortly for the next part. Stay safe. Bye bye for now.